Boston, Massachusetts, the destination for the Heat, the incredibly talented backcourt. Jimmy Butler and Goran Dragic are focused as they get pumped up before the tip-off against the Celtics. Heat, Celtics, coming up on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Taking the floor tonight here on 2K Sports, the Miami Heat against the Celtics in Boston. Taking a look at the Celtics, they may not have made the jump they were hoping to this season, but they were in 5th place in the East with still more than enough time to climb a few additional spots. One thing we're seeing, Kenny, certain teams that started off hot are now falling by the wayside.
Man, that happens every year, Arnie. This is nothing new. No surprise. Everyone does it. The league catches up to them at some point.
You know, after teams adjust to you, you have to adjust back. If you can't, shows you weren't all that to begin with.
Very true, very true. Here's Kevin Harlan as we get ready for the tip.
Hi, everyone. Greetings from 2K Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. Kevin Harlan here, joined by our analysts, Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. Plus, reporting from the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And we'll take a look at some numbers for Robinson.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, the maturity and poise of a young Jason Tatum has often been talked about. Maybe that's because his parents prepared him for the NBA from an early age in St. Louis. They had pretend press conferences using a hairbrush as the microphone. As you can say, he's been groomed for this, and it's paying off. Guys?
Yeah, they dotted every I and crossed every T. David, thank you. Doris, teams sometimes struggle right out of the blocks. When do they generally hit, in your opinion, the panic button?
Well, let's hope the panic button just doesn't get hit for anybody, Kevin. But the one thing that would concern any team, obviously, is injury to a star, either an established star or a rookie they're trying to get good minutes for. But, boy, if you're hitting the panic button this early, look out. But
the one thing is, Doris, you can really kind of rectify the situation because of the length of the regular season.
No doubt, Kevin. An NBA year affords plenty of opportunities to find your footing.
So here's the starting group. Myers Leonard is out there with Adebayo. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Nunn in at the 1. And for Boston, Walker and Smart, the guards. Round the small 4 with Tatum holding down the 4 spot. And it's Tice in at the 5 spot.
You got to shadow Walker. His mid-range game is on point.
Nunn passes to Butler. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Smart. And you look at Jimmy Butler. Well, he's about 6'8", about 230 pounds. Great size on the wing.
And he keeps himself in tip-top shape. His strength, one thing I'm not sure the casual fan even recognizes.
That free throw good from Butler. And with this summer signing of Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat demonstrating they still can lure star talent to South Beach.
The Heat back on the rise. The Butler signing sets the stage for the summer of 2021 when they should have the cap space to sign another max player.
And so Butler nails both of them. Maybe not the biggest name in free agency, but Jimmy Butler definitely a star player on the market.
A handful of teams were very interested in him, expressed interest in playing for Miami, and got his wish via sign and trade. We'll see if he can make them a contender in the East.
And here are the Heat now. Here's none. And Tatum pulls it down. On the wing, Brown lets the three fly. The shot, no good. And it's Miami the other way. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Celtics team.
And they'll be seeing each other 4 times this year. This is the first meeting, looking for a good start in the series.
I think each team obviously will be looking to dictate the tempo and set the tone early.
None. Here's Adebayo. Some solid defense from Brown. And slam dunk by Smart.
Well, you can tell there's a team-first mentality with the young gun Jason Tatum working to find the open teammate. Nice.
Now here's Butler. He's coming off a 22-point game against Toronto. Here's none. It's rebounded by Tice.
3 straight misses to begin the game, not the start they were hoping for.
Now here's Walker, guarded closely, and it goes down 2 points. Walker's got his second basket.
Working against size, he's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
I'll tell you, the analytics crew may not like the mid-range, but sometimes you just got to put it in the basket.
Now here's Butler. He's been a go-to guy for them when they've needed offense. He's averaging 19 points a game. Here's what about that dunk?
That was special. My goodness.
It'd be nice if everybody took as much pride in his rebounding as he does.
You know what? He loves that part of the game, and it shows.
Well, but as defenders keep forgetting to box him out, he continues to just make them pay.
Now Butler, following the miss by Kemba Walker from deep. And here is Robinson, coming off a stellar performance against Toronto. Now here's Walker. Brown wide open, he fires. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Well, to me, that's excellent timing from Jaylen Brown. He shoots with confidence, knowing his teammates trust him.
Here's Nunn, guarded by Walker. Nunn can't get it to fall.
This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
It's stolen by Brown. And Brown throws it down.
The leaping ability of Jaylen Brown soars high for the rim-rocking slam. Go to work, young man.
Here's Nunn, guarded by Walker. And it's blocked.
Boy, at some point, you've got to realize standing net basket in this.
Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Outside, passes to Nunn. And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Nunn, guarded by Walker. Shot to stop the run. Nunn, that's good.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Walker dishes to Tatum. Tice with the ball. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pulls elbow. Miami grabs the miss. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
One thing we know, Greg, great teams in the NBA get production off the bench, and that was critical that night.
Now, here's Tice. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And here's Brown outside, and again, Boston with the triple.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high center. And the Celtics, Brad Stevens, one of the youngest head coaches in the league and also one of the more respected.
And Greg, I was surprised that he didn't get any Coach of the Year votes 2 seasons ago. Think about it. The Celtics overcame injury to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Last, he admitted his most trying in the 12 years as a coach. Boy, he is looking to get them back on track.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Here's none. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Well, major height disadvantage. He recognizes that and still able to score it.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Rebounding well this summer. From the loss of Kyrie Irving and Al Horford, Kemba Walker possibly a better fit for this team.
And with their young core, understandable that they didn't want to extend Horford out to age 37. A revamped roster, but I think they remain a contender in the East.
Miami with the ball, following the miss by Kemba Walker. Leonard finds Robinson. 5 on the clock. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Buries the long-range jumper. Butler's got 5 points so far.
Well, in this age of NBA analytics, we love layups and threes. Jimmy Butler, he'll give you both.
Now here's Walker. Tight defense on him. Lets it go from 14. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
Well, it doesn't get much easier than that. Even a decent shooter is going to make that with no pressure.
None passes to Adebayo. The dish to Butler. It's good. He's got 7.
Well, Jimmy Butler is a gifted offensive player. On that particular instance, a nice interior score.
And Walker kicks to Tatum. Outside, Smart. Back to Tatum. The Celtics working the ball around now. And it's Walker again missing.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Misses off the left iron.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Pass to Nunn. Inside. Here's Leonard. Rebound, Boston. Tatum's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Brown, and finished off by Brown.
Yeah, this is the very definition of feeling it. Jaylen Brown taking smart shots and playing perfectly within the team schemes.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. The guys, you talk about players coming in and with a huge impact. Jason Tatum showed he was more than ready to be an NBA star.
Rare do you see a player as polished and as impactful as Tatum. Stepped right in to be one of the top players on a top team with Boston. Fits their system perfectly, and really the sky is the limit for that young man.
Daniel Tice. Robert Williams comes in for Jason Tatum. Williams, he's checked in for Marcus Smart. And it's Edwards in for Walker. Here's Hero. He's been producing a fair amount of offense night in and night out as he's averaging 14 points a game. There's Winslow. Excellent D there from Williams.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question, he altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
Now here's Williams. No good on the three. Dragic looking for an opening over Williams. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the three. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Kicks to Dragic. From the stripe. Here's Adebayo, and it's good for two. Adebayo's got his second bucket.
Boy, the work ethic on the offensive glass just refuses to give up on that possession.
Edwards against Dragic. Cantor inside. Again, the Celtics good for two.
Well, more and more, that mid-range game becoming something you've got to deal with when guarding Enes Kanter.
Edwards against Dragic. Here's Hero. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Edwards passes to Cantor. Here is Edwards. He's guarded by Dragic. Brown outside. Wow.
How confident is Jay in his handle? The dribble drive through traffic, really nice.
Here's Hero. He's covered by Brown. Dragic against Edwards. The 17-footer. And it's Miami with another.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Celtics leading by 5. Outside Williams. It's blocked, and they'll keep possession. Up top, Edwards. Olynyk is covering. Edwards passes to Williams. That one, no good. And Miami the other way now.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Here's Olynyk. The shot off that time. Excellent D there from Williams. Cantor inside. He's guarded by Adebayo. And it's Brown missing the ball for the Heat. It's a 5-point game. And Adebayo throws it down.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Now Edwards. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Good on the bucket. And the Celtics lead by 5.
Enes Kanter embraces physicality, and if he wants to score it, he's going to play right through the defense.
From deep three-point range, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so the first quarter is in the books. Celtics out in front, leading by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Jimmy Butler, a hard worker on the floor and off the court as well, possesses a unique individuality.
I worked extremely hard to get where I am today, so whenever you walk to my house, you see a really big, some may call it obnoxious, boombox aquarium, but I love music. I don't really watch too much TV. It's always music, so it's just another thing to remind me, continue to be who you are, just has fish inside of it.
A boombox aquarium, huh? Points for originality, Greg.
Butler, not shy, breaking from convention, beats to the rhythm of his own drum.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And when you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what do you think?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they, Greg? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Boston. Williams is out there with Williams. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's Edwards. And it's Wanamaker in at the 2. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school, didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A. A nice shot by Winslow. Here is Edwards. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. With about a minute and a half gone by. Here's Cantor. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Well, the book, Greg, is the same for Enes Kanter as it's always been. Great score inside, but his defense leaves you wanting.
And Kevin, at this point, he is who he is. I mean, for better or worse. Kanter is still a force off the bench to give a team some post presence in their second unit, but not sure he'll ever be a player to build around.
That free throw, no good.
And when you think about Brad Stevens, he has one thing he cites quite often. The quote is, "Toughness is being able to physically and emotionally perform your task through any condition." And boy, when you think about his teams, they have embodied that for most of his tenure.
He hits the second from the line. And Doris, the Celtics seem like they lost a bit of that resiliency and some of that composure last season. How do you think they get that back?
I think, Kevin, it has to begin with their leaders. Those are the players you expect to set the tone with toughness and togetherness.
The Celtics with the lead. Played in the second quarter. Over to the wing. Shot clock at 6. Blocked. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Wanamaker. Averaging about 7 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
Now here's Winslow after Enes Kanter's miss. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Wanamaker the pass to Williams. Edwards against Dragic. And the turnover again by Boston. And a look now at the Boston Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be matching up with Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Then on Monday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And for that matchup with the 76ers, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
No good from Dragic. The Celtics have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Williams shot is off.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
Winslow dishes to Olynyk. Dragic the pass to Hero. He nails it, and we're tied up. Hero's got 5 points so far.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Wanamaker, and it's blocked. But they get it back. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Edwards. No good that time. Dragic with some nice D. The Heat have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Here's Hero. He has 5. Olynyk in the corner. Takes a 3. And Kanter pulls it down. Cantor's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And some changes here for the Celtics. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Williams. And it's Kemba Walker in for Edwards. And Miami with a change here too. Leonard's checked in. Now here's Walker. He had 16 points in the win against New York.
And guys, remember, remarkable passing the ball as well. He racked up a number of good assists.
And that's basket number 4. He's taken 9 shots to this point.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
Right wing for 3. Olynyk cans it from downtown. Olynyk's got the lead up to 1 now for Miami.
Well, that's a case where your teammates are showing trust in you, and he comes through with flying colors.
Walker goes in. No good that time.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
The Heat shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
Daniel Tice is checked in for Boston. Marcus Smart comes in for Brad Wanamaker. Is often reliant upon great football. And we hear coaches, don't we, talk about that all the time?
We really do, Kev. You look at a guy like Kyrie Irving, who at the point guard position is one of the great scorers. He's a clutch shooter. He doesn't go to the free throw line a lot, and it's because he's so elusive. Can finish left and right, puts a lot of English on his shots. DeMar DeRozan gets separation with, and maybe the best in the league right now in terms of his footwork, that tap dancing James Harden, which is just nearly impossible to check.
Oh, I love those names, and you're so right. And it's fun to watch. What a skill. They throw good. Robinson.
Want to put him there.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
One shot.
And that one falls for Tatum. Moves on moves. Greg, that's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
Boy, they don't waste any time on that inbound play. Very little the defense can do to react to that one.
Butler feeling out of it. 11 feet away. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 7 rebounds in the game. Tatum's shot is off.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Here's none. He has 5. There's the feed to Butler. Over Walker. Miami no good on that time either. And Walker's got the ball here for the Celtics. And banks it in. Walker's got the game tied up here for the Celtics. For Miami, they've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. Here's none, guarded by Walker. Outside for Robinson. Hits the 3-point bomb. Robinson's got 5.
Now the D giving him a little bit of space beyond the 3-point line, and that's all the room he needs.
Here's Walker. Drains it from 17 feet out.
How good is that? I mean, he can make the defender look foolish at times.
Here's none. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. And it's Butler missing.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
Here's Smart. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Smart's got his second bucket of the night.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Here's Butler. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
This, to me, is how Butler hurts you. The athleticism, the strength, the body control, draws the whistle, still finishes the play.
The Heat have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. Butler.
You know, I think, guys, in addition to becoming an elite two-way player, what I love about Jimmy Butler is the passion he plays with.
Now, here's Tice. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Smart kicks to Tatum. And Cantor, wide open. He shoots. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Nunn passes to Butler. Tipped away. Shoots. Rebounded by the Celtics. Cantor's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
Doris, one of the biggest free agent signings in years. LeBron James going to the Lakers. What did you think of his first season with L.A.?
Well, when you're LeBron James, perhaps no athlete in the history of the NBA has borne the weight of expectation as much as LeBron. So if there's anything short of a playoff appearance, there's disappointment. But what I would say is, through Christmas Day and his first real injury that he had to endure, LeBron was playing like an MVP. We are talking about one of the greatest to ever do it. I expect them to turn things around in Lakerland this year.
I agree with you, and I agree on your prediction. Jaylen Brown's checked in for the Celtics. Both shots good from the stripe.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Here's Nunn, guarded by Walker. And with a clear path to the hoop. That one goes. Count it. Walker's got 16 points.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
Here's Nunn, guarded by Walker. Nobody near Leonard. And it's off from three-point range. And here's Boston. They're on a 15-6 run. Smart on the wing. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
And when it rains, it pours. Another jump shot tickles the twine.
Pass to Butler. And it's blocked by Brown.
Wow, twice on the pipe. Jaylen Brown with a message for the offense. Nice.
Walker's shot is off. The Heat trail by 6. To Nunn. Here's Hero. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Walker leading the charge. Can't cash in from close range.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
And here are the Heat now. Passes it to Nunn. Outside Butler. Fires the three.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
And after nailing a three-pointer in the first quarter, he has yet to connect here in the second.
Now here's Butler after Jaylen Brown's miss. Pass to Nunn. Back to Butler. And it's blocked by Brown. Floats one up. He lays it in. Walker's got 18 points in the game.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays. What a quarter.
And the Heat call time here.
Well, you have to give credit to Kemba Walker, who has always found ways to improve his game year after year. Has worked on that shot and tool set enough where he can now be a handful to defend for any guard.
Winslow's checked in for Hero. And take a look at the teams that are tops in the league in scoring points off turnovers. The Heat in 5th.
You know, when you make a mistake against this team, they make you pay. I mean, because they convert those turnovers into fast break points, and that really can be demoralizing.
And with Walker, as he has progressed as a player, you know, Greg, so has his leadership.
And Kemba has been a natural leader for so long during his time. When your leader puts in the work that Kemba does, it has to inspire the rest of that roster.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, if you were going to lose Kyrie Irving, why not replace him with Kemba Walker? The Celtics brought Walker in from Charlotte last offseason, and it looks like he's going to pay off big time in Boston. The Celtics didn't exactly do what they wanted the last couple of years, but with Walker and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and a hopefully healthy Gordon Hayward, Celtics aren't exactly going to be in the lottery anytime soon either.
Well, you're right on that, D.A. They're still stocked, and we love Walker. He'll, I think, mix well with this team. Thank you. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience coaching, and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. Very first, did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the basement.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Adebayo is checked in for Miami.
What's up?
Well, how about Jason Tatum's rookie season? In the heat and the crucible of the playoffs, this guy rose to the level of the pressure. Incredible.
Here's none. He has 7. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And now look at Jason Tatum. He's been a factor for them over the last month. He's getting around 20 points per, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. You know, you look at the numbers and you think that this is great, but we know that he's capable of even bigger production.
You know, the numbers look okay, but the eye test tells us unequivocally he is capable of more. That is the sign of a star right there.
Now here's Tatum. Last game with 30 points. Shoots from 12. In the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
This is one of Tatum's main strengths. He is a polished shooter who likes working in the mid-range.
Guarded by Smart. And Butler gets it to go.
And right now, I don't think he could hit a barn the way he shot this quarter. How about 2 of 10?
Walker finds Brown. And he slams it down.
We've got to get this guy in the dunk contest. Jaylen.
Got clock in the game clock. Outside Butler. 6 over Smart, and it's Butler missing. And here, Tatum. That falls. Nice feed. Walker. Walker's got his 3rd assist on the night. And so it's Boston. 13 points up at the end of the period. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with head coach Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think was the main edge you had?
Well, I thought defensively we were a lot better, and then that led to some offense. But obviously, we're playing a bunch of skilled guys, and we're able to spread the floor, and that's helpful.
Have to make them work at both ends. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the 3rd quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. We saw Kemba Walker lighting it up in the first half. He had 18 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. He struggled in their last game, but he's not having any problems tonight. Really good first half for him. He was right on the mark. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
I'm happy for Kemba Walker. I really am. You know, we've all seen the work he's put in. We knew coming out of college he had the heart of a champion. Now he has the complete game of a champion.
Kenny, what'd you think about Miami?
They need to break it down. And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling, like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the boards. That's a hustle stat.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the 3rd quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. On the court for the Heat, they've got Robinson. Adebayo is out there with Myers Leonard. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Nunn in at the 5.
Boy, Butler took a pretty good hit there, but has the strength and the coordination to finish it. That's pretty.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
To the middle, here's Nunn. Walker with the rebound. Celtics leading by 11. Brown outside. Miami grabs. Butler's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Nunn. Butler against Smart. Releases from 15. Shots good from Butler. Butler's got it back down to within single digits for the Heat.
Well, the pick and roll game of Jimmy Butler gets better every year. He has a better and better understanding of what to take advantage of.
It's Smart with the drive. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
What I love about Marcus Smart is every single trip up the floor, this guy is going to be in your grill, and it cannot be a pleasant experience to have this man guarding you.
This is his first free throw of the game. And he makes the first. And that defensive pressure of Smart will wear you down, Doors, over the course of a game.
Kevin, it takes its toll because his combination of athleticism, strength, and motor makes him an absolute monster on the defensive end.
And so, Smart nails both of them.
Boy, I just love how Marcus Smart plays the game of basketball. He's aggressive, he's intelligent, and he doesn't mind getting under your skin.
Now here's Butler. He's got 16, and Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Now here's Adebayo, defended by Tice. Robinson finds Adebayo. Lock at 6. Butler with the ball. Now guarded by Smart. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. "90 seconds now into the second half."
Well, after hitting one triple in the first half, it's been all radio silence.
See them impose a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Here's Butler. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Butler passes to Nunn. Pass to Leonard. Shot clock at 5. It's rebounded by Tice. Tice his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Smart wide open. He fires. No good from outside. The Heat trail by 13. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Nunn passes to Leonard. Shoots over Walker. They get it back. Adebayo. Some solid defense from Brown. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. He feeds it to Walker. The shot's good. Brown making the play. 22 points for Walker.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Smart against Butler. Over Smart. That one a little long.
Not a whole lot down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
And here's Walker outside. No good there. The Heat go the other way with it. Here's Nunn. He's got 7. Outside Butler. He kicks to Robinson. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
In the 3rd quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Nunn. He dishes it to Butler. Over Smart. Butler, no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Shot's good by Walker.
And it's just that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great.
Well, one of the bigger names in free agency this past summer was Kemba Walker. A lot of teams, Greg, looking at him.
And rightfully so, Kevin. With Kemba, a point guard who is in his prime, he's an impact player who can hit big shots and is one of the more underrated stars in our league.
Cantor checked in for Daniel Tice. Brad Wanamaker comes in for Smart. And it's Edwards in for Walker. Now, here's Adebayo. He has 6. Butler kicks to Dragic. Butler dishes to Dragic. Can they get it? Rebound Boston.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Now here's Butler. 16 points for him. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And providing the scoreboard they needed. That stops a 12-0 run by the Celtics.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game.
And you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
throw, no good for Butler. And for part of the challenge last season, especially with the return of Gordon Hayward, was meeting the high expectations, Greg, in a reduced role.
Competition for minutes, and then early on, he struggled. We all see the potential, but it's really about seizing the moment every time you're on the court.
And the shot goes down. Butler's got 20.
Well, Butler needs a lot of defensive attention when he's in the mid-range. You've got to have a body on him.
Edwards, Dragic, to the paint, and Kanter throws it down.
Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
The Heat trail by 19. Passes it to Butler. Just 5 to shoot. Olynyk has the open look and the 3 off target.
One more reason why they're in control.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
A moment here to see the stats for Butler. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. 8th in steals, 13th in free throw percentage, and he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates, such an asset.
And talk about being top 10 in steals. I love his jumping the passing lanes and then stealing away your dribble. First free throw is good. The Celtics making a switch here. Williams is checked in. Winslow's checked in for the Heat. Both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
That's to Adebayo. And Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Baker, it's blocked.
Okay, Kelly Olynyk getting up high for that rejection. At 7 feet, that length comes in handy.
It's tipped. Tatum with it. Now guarded by Winslow. Here's Edwards. And Edwards with the stuff.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the deep.
Pass to Adebayo. And Bam Adebayo. He just plays with so much energy when he's on the floor.
Boy, he is ferocious on both ends of the floor. Great energy player who can finish in the paint with the best of them. Very quick on his feet and can cover a lot of ground for a player his size.
Shooting 2.
Williams, he's checked in for the Celtics. The strike. Here's Boston now. They're on an 18-6 run. Baker still looking for his first bucket in this one. And the pass to Edwards. Fires from deep. Rebound by the Heat. Olynyk's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Pass to Dragic. Here's Hero. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Now here's Williams. Pass to Wanamaker. Latrey gets it to go from beyond the arc. Wanamaker's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
Hero passes to Dragic. From 11 feet away, and Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Good on the three-point shot. Wanamaker's got 6.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Hero passes to Adebayo. Dishes to Dragic. Looking to get back on track here, and it's good on the way in. Dragic has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Boy, we know he's got a lot of tools in the toolbox, but the finger roll might be the sweetest of them all.
Wanamaker the pass to Edwards. Shoots over Olynyk. That's tipped. Pass to Dragic. Feeds it to Winslow. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Winslow's got his third basket of the night.
Well, what a terrific possession. Attack in the painted area.
Edwards passes to Cantor. Williams looking around. The pass to Edwards. Down to the shot clock. That shot misses. And Miami the other way now. Outside Dragic. Contact on that, he'll shoot two here. Here are the top shooters from deep this month. These guys have been raining down threes lately. The fourth spot held by Kelly Olynyk.
Sometimes a three-point shooter gets into that rhythm and just keeps carrying it over. That's been the case for him the entire month.
He's off on the first.
And the veteran Goran Dragic still producing late in his career. Not the force he once was, but always a source of playmaking and scoring.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Smart comes in for Brad Wanamaker. And it's Kemba Walker in for Edwards. Good on the second free throw. Well, you look at the career of Dragic. Greg, he's always been a scoring point guard.
Yeah, and as Dragic has aged, he has learned to lean more and more on his outside shot. Even when his first step and speed start to falter, he'll find ways to put up points.
And so here is Miami after Enes Kanter's miss. Here's Hero. Williams with the block.
The amazing thing about Williams, yeah, he can block shots inside, but he can also block shots out on the perimeter. His ability to play in space means he's more than just a rim protector. Doesn't care where you're shooting from.
Here's Hero. Following the bucket by the Celtics. Williams with the block. And he's able to get it back.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
Good on the shot.
You know, this is in part what makes Marcus Smart very dangerous, right? He can slice into the defense. He's got that remarkable speed to get where he wants.
Now here's Dragic. He's got 5, and pushing it up, here's Boston. And Smart the bucket on the assist by Walker. 14 points for Marcus Smart.
You know, an easy basket made possible because the assist was crisp and it was perfectly placed.
Dragic against Walker. There's a minute left in the third. 14 feet away. Dragic gets the bucket. Dragic has got 7.
And you can bet they weren't expecting that kind of a flashy move out of him, but that spin worked to perfection.
To the inside, Kanter. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 14 rebounds. Here's Hero, guarded by Smart. Hero passes to Dragic. Rebound by Williams.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts. Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Dragic with it. 7 points in the game. From Hero. Dragic from deep. No good on the last-second attempt there. And so it's Boston, rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We'll return shortly. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. We've got Kemba Walker. Williams is out there with Ojale. Then it's Williams. And it's Green in at the 2 spot. That's the Boston 5. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one's on Johnson. Helps teams if they can keep the rights to their best player. We see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated. What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it.
Both free throws good from Green. Passes it to Dragic. Green against Waiters. Great D that time from Green. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Boston Celtics. Pass to Walker. Johnson with the block. And Jones has it in the corner. Nailed from three-point land. Jones has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Celtics shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. That's a 2-pointer from Walker. No good off the back of the rim. And Miami has possession. Poked away. Johnson outside. Williams with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Both teams deciding to change it up. Boston on D. Outside Butler. 5 to shoot. Knocks it loose. The Celtics have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Ojale kicks to Walker. Pass to Ojale. Walker in the post. It's tipped. Throws it up high. Very pretty alley-oop layup.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Now here's Williams. Now the pass to Poirier. Here's Ojale. over Jones. And it's Green missing. For Miami, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Waiters gets a wide open look, and the Heat, another 3.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Yeah, but this run started with tighter execution at both ends, and that'll need to be maintained for them to have a chance to take the lead.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Of course, in basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt.
Seems changing it up here. It's with possession here. Brown, the pass to Smart. Again, the mix.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
And it's blocked by Brown. For an opening, trying to get something going, and the rejection by Leonard. Here's Butler, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
What's up?
Free. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here and finished off by Brown.
And with the monster finish
by Walker. None goes to Butler. Doris, look at the success of international players. And the league has a litany of very good international players. Doncic being the latest success story. Is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
It's a +5 advantage for them in reading after that one.
Guys, this guy is a natural-born scorer. Jason Tatum finding...
And there's a foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's his foul. Of course, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a four-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well-positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about four-peat.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on James Johnson. David.
Guys, I was able to speak with the head athletic trainer for the Heat about his status. He told me that he's had to go through some bandages to slow the bleeding, but that it is just a minor cut on his head. It's unfortunate timing all around for them. Of course, they will need to band together while he's out. We'll see how they respond. Kevin?
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
Take a break. Take a break.
There's no question, because even if you know what's wrong, individuals have different healing times. The time frames can be totally different for similar injuries.
First one falls for him. And misses one each at the line. Doris, all right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. That is, it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. Boston making some changes. Brad Wanamaker comes in for Smart, and it's Edwards in for Walker. Miami's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Here's Nunn. Lets it go from 14. Here's Adebayo.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Right side, Tatum. Here's Williams. Rebound by Butler. Butler's got his 6th rebound on the night. It doesn't go for him. Good D by Williams. Celtics leading by 23. Tatum with it. Pass to Wanamaker. Replay is always a good topic to talk about. Any changes, Doris, you'd like to see in the system or in the process?
Well, one of the beautiful things you have in the league is the opportunity in both Summer League and then also in your development league is the opportunity to put things in place. For instance, a coach's challenge has been experimented with at both of those different levels. And now the coach's challenge will be adopted and employed in the NBA. So I'm anxious to see how that plays out.
Boston making a switch here. Tice is checked in. Here's Butler. And they double up Butler. And a foul call. Almost got it to go in, but he'll go to the line for 2. It goes on Jason Tatum.
Well, we all understand at this point how difficult it is to corral Jimmy Butler. There's more evidence right there. He draws the foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Real good from Butler. Marcus Smart's checked in for Boston. Kemba Walker comes in for Edwards. nails both of them. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
A beautiful reverse layup. Butler's got 8 here in the quarter.
Well, there's a solid handle that Jimmy Butler is working with, and his ability to create with the ball in his hands becoming special.
Now Tice. Back to Smart. 4 on the clock. No good there with the step-back J.
And his lateral quickness really allows him to stay in front of the shooter there and challenge the shot.
And this is the key. In this game, you've got to be able to move your feet to be successful on the defensive end.
I mean, from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And you look at Jaylen Brown, the 3rd pick back in 2016. Doris, tantalizing strength and athleticism.
Well, the absolute definition of a perfect basketball body. Excellent first step. For him, it's all about aggressiveness, bringing those tools to bear in terms of your basketball skill.
That free throw good from Brown. Doris, in 2004, the Charlotte Bobcats became the NBA's 30th team. When do you think we're going to see another team added, whether it's an expansion or even multiple expansions?
Well, let's go directly to the most important source, and that's Commissioner Adam Silver, who has said that expansion is inevitable, but right now not a huge priority. So, listen, we've heard Seattle is on the short list of cities that wants to get a team, and what a great city, what a great NBA fan base. I hope someday we get back to Seattle.
So much history up there, you're correct. Now here's Dragic, shoots over Walker, no good from Dragic.
After the strong first half, this guy has not been the same, and largely a no-show right here.
And Walker kicks to Brown. And Brown throws it down.
Oh my goodness, get message of authority on the dunk.
Now here's Dragic. And to get open is Robinson. Dragic gets the bucket.
I'll tell you, you have got to have a short memory. You put a poor first half behind you, and you get to work here in the second.
They double-team Walker. And he uses the glass on the layup. Walker's got 12 points in just the second half.
Well, all night he has made an impact at the offensive end. Now he's trying to shut the door.
Dragic with a wide-open look. Misses off the right iron.
Oof, rough game offensively. He's really struggled and really probably why they're trailing.
That's a 2-pointer from Walker. They get it again. Six on the shot clock. Tries yet again. Nice jump shot. Good. Walker's got points in the quarter.
That is how he rolls. A prolific scorer. Walker's been calling his own number tonight.
Dragic against Tatum. And there's another one for the Heat. And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Boston Celtics. Down low. Tatum's shot is off.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Dragic against Walker. They double-team Walker. Tatum kicks to Brown. Butler with the steal.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Boston.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for Jaylen Brown.
Boy, his activity really stood out to me on the defensive end. He harassed ball handlers, came up with steals in transition. You had the feeling guys were looking over their shoulder, worried he was going to pick their pocket.
Here's Walker after the made shot from Goran Dragic. Here's Tice. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's good from Tice. He's perfect from the line this time. 27 seconds left in the fourth. Jones kicks to Waiters. A floater. He gets that one.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
Here's Wanamaker. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.